Welcome to Lobster's list for June 29th, 2013. Number 1. Satellite Rain from 5 Live Studio is a spiritual successor to the 1996 game Syndicate Wars, with that game's creator being a member of this project's team. It is set in a futuristic cyberpunk city with open-world exploration and real-time strategy combat. The game world is being designed to react to the actions of the player. A basic pre-order for the game is at the £16 tier, with access to a backers-only forum included. Supported platforms are PC, Mac, and Linux. There's a lot of industry experience behind this campaign, and, thanks to its strong presentation, is off to a good start with around 2,000 backers at the time of this recording. Number 2. OZombie from Spicy Horse is the new project from famous game designer American McGee. It is set in the world of The Wizard of Oz, that is in a state of war, with a descendant of the original Dorothy trying to stop Scarecrow. The devs plan to launch the game for PC, Mac, and Linux, with future ports to tablet devices possible. A $15 contribution can get you a pre-order of the game with forum access. Previously, there was a successful campaign for Akinero Demon Hunters that raised over $200,000. OZombie is seeking $950,000, meaning the team is going to have to run a strong campaign. Number 3. UnderTale from Toby Fox is an RPG where you play as a human child that has entered the world of monsters after going down into a cave. While there is combat, it is possible to play the game without killing anything if you spare monsters or negotiate to avoid conflict. There is a playable demo for PC with a basic pre-order of the game at the $10 tier. It looks like the campaign will reach its stretch goals for Mac version to be ported. On its first day, this campaign did very well, and when recording this, it had already doubled its minimum goal. The tone of the game's presentation and pixel art is very charming. That thumbnail image is one of the best I've ever seen. Number 4. Dropsy is a surreal, comedic, point-and-click adventure with an origin as a 2008 webcomic made with MS Paint on the Something Awful forums. Its protagonist is a gentle-hearted clown, misjudged by others for his disturbing appearance, babbling speech, and lack of hands. The adventure follows Dropsy and his small dog as he searches for employment after a fire damages the circus tent where he lived. There's a $10 pre-order tier with access to the game a month before the public and your name listed in the credits. It is being developed for PC first with the potential for Mac and Linux ports if there's enough demand. This is the second campaign for this game. Back in 2011, the original campaign was the 4th project I ever backed through Kickstarter, so I really want to see this project get funded. I do not normally back a game for the soundtrack reward, but I did for this game because how the synthesizer using tracks adds to the already strong personality. Number 5. HollowFear is part hack and slash and part tower defense. There's a very satisfying swinging sound to the sword fighting, and weapons can have varied sizes to their attack zones for inflicting damage to multiple targets with one swing. Damaged towers will need to be repaired, or else you can be overwhelmed by enemy mobs. There's a playable demo for PC. Funding will help populate the game with more assets, music, and to be able to work on refinements so they can launch the game. There's an £8 tier to pre-order. This campaign has some very well done write-ups and explains how players can strategize to avoid taking too much damage, as health does not automatically regenerate. Now on to honorable mentions. Liege is a JRPG-inspired turn-based tactics game that wants to deliver a strong story with its distinct art style. This is early alpha footage for Liege, and it plans to support PC, Mac, iOS, and Android. For a $10 contribution, you can pre-order the first of 3 planned arcs, with the other 2 arcs added at the $25 tier. Champions of Demah is a multiplayer, third-person action game, with players in the commander role of the team controlling the fort with an overhead view that works like a real-time strategy game. There are 9 playable classes from warriors to mages. It is being designed to support up to 32 players, and supports PC and Mac. Backing at the £20 tier can get you a pre-order of the game. Taxi Journey can be described as an adventure game where you play as a financially challenged taxi driver who can only afford a small car that he must pedal. On his journey, he encounters a girl with strange powers. There's a $20 early bird tier, with a $25 tier available after that for a pre-order of the game. It is initially being developed for PC and Mac, but with more funding it could also be released for Linux and mobile devices. The interesting art design and catchy music caught my attention. With the $230,000 goal, this project is going to need a lot more than the 170 backers it already has. Centration is a first-person survival horror game set on a space station with an interesting premise. It is a multiplayer sandbox game where players can work in teams, or someone could risk going solo, to try to perform tasks to keep the failing systems of the space station functioning. Player characters can be killed in a variety of ways, from suffocation to being poisoned. You can pre-order for PC at the £10 tier. Race to Mars is an aerospace business sim with a goal of eventually having your company establish a colony on Mars. Manage the company headquarters, business contracts, and technology research programs to advance the company. There are multiple technology upgrade paths that can lead to Mars. This game was being made using the Unity engine, and the devs want to release versions of the game for PC, Mac, and Linux, and mobile devices. By contributing at the £12 tier, you can pre-order the game. Cataclysm: Dark Days Ahead is a roguelike set in a post-apocalyptic world with zombie hordes and giant ants. Repurpose buildings into forts where survivors can stockpile their supplies. This game will be released open source, and if you are able to tolerate ASCII graphics, then there's a lot of potential gameplay here. With the $7,000 goal, one of the dev team's members plans to work full-time on the game for at least 3 months. There are rewards, such as being able to create an NPC version of yourself for $20. A $60 tier has the opportunity to tell a story you write through a series of journal entries that can be found in the game world. Ghost Encounters Deadwood from Anarchy Enterprises is a point-and-click adventure game that is already available, but has come to Kickstarter to fund a collector's edition with more content, cinematics, and enhancements. Play as a detective who can speak with deceased victims. The developers want to release the game for PC, Mac, Linux, iOS, and Android. A pre-order for one platform is at the $15 tier, which also includes a strategy guide PDF and your name in the credits. Project Sweat from Humid Games is an action RPG for PC, Mac, and Linux with Ninja Gaiden inspired gameplay. There is a £7 early bird tier with a £10 pre-order tier after that. Tales of Tallen is a simple platformer where a girl is trying to rescue her older sister. The game will be released for free, and you can get both your name in the credits and help design a creature for the game at the $10 tier. Stone Wardens is a tower defense game for PC, Mac, and Linux with colorful graphics, action RPG elements, and online multiplayer. There's also a single-player game with challenges. You are able to control a warden that can summon guardians and are assisted by pet characters. A $20 tier includes a pre-order with a backers-only in-game item. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps those projects.